Hello, everyone, and thank you very much for tuning in. I, of course, am Rotype. Welcome back to Summer Mist Plains, where our little neighborhood here is coming along nicely. Last episode, we built the elementary school and the high school here. This episode, I think I want to focus just a little bit on some infrastructure. As you can see, we've got a little bit of traffic buildup here, and I have an idea for something I want to do. I don't know how well it's going to turn out, so we're just going to try it and see what happens. So what I want to do overall, I think, is have this highway connect up over here to this highway, have it kind of branch off, and this will be another connection you can make instead of going around and turning left here, coming down this way. The way I want to do that, I do like this little roundabout that's happening here. So I'm hoping I can make this work where if I take a 2-lane here, let's try maybe right about there. Actually, I suppose, well, if these snap points were lined up, I would use the snap points, but they're not. So I'm just going to go ahead and use maybe that one. Probably going to turn off a lot of these snapping tools to help me out here. We're just going to try and make this go like this and then underground. Let's go 12 meters, I think, is kind of the common. And I'll turn snapping off so I can move this just the way I need to. And I'll go, let's see, probably let's try to make it like that. How does that look? Yeah, not bad at all. Okay, so now we need to turn on our info view here. Whoops, and I was pushing all kinds of buttons. Let's go back into roads. And now I need snapping back on. There we go. So from here, we can have our kind of underground highway. And I don't know exactly where I want this to go. Probably something, sure, let's kind of take it. Let's turn this snapping back off, actually. And we'll go just kind of in like this. And then we'll leave it a little bit ambiguous to where it's going. You know, like that. That way this overall becomes straight and then up and then maybe another turn back this way. I don't know, something like that. Good enough for now. So there's the one direction. Unfortunately, the hardest part is getting the other direction, but we hopefully can get this done here. Let's try, just go, turning our snapping back on. We'll go out 90 degrees. And hopefully, let's see, maybe 2 units is okay. Go back to highway. Snap onto here. There's lots of snapping on, snapping off, but see what we can do about this. I want 90 degrees, preferably. There we go. Yeah, of course, Anarchy is going to complain, but I think this is actually okay. I want to turn snapping off so it doesn't really mess with me too much. Yeah, so what if I do that? That looks okay. And of course, this is all underground, so I don't think it's going to do anything too bad. Now from here, we probably just go, do want the 180 smooth connection, but from here we kind of just branch it out like this. We'll say, that looks fine. And then from here, we need to go up and come the other direction. I find my page up buttons. There we go. One page up. Okay, let's clear this. Now try to do the same thing here. Now I want to be kind of right across from this connection point. Looks like these guides will help me sometimes, but not others. But that's okay. Actually, if I can mimic this, looks like it might be 10.5. Yeah, so 10.5 degrees, 4x4 units. See if I can mimic that and make it look good. So I want 10.5 degrees. Oh, that's really close. That can't be right. We'll just eyeball it. I don't know, go out about that far. And then to there. Yeah, that's not bad. From here, I want to come out at 180, down to 12 meters below. Turn all of this snapping off. And you know what, we'll tuck this in probably more straight like this. Turn our info view on. And that's a little bit of a kink, but it's underground, so I'm okay with it. It's not really worth it to me to do all the work to fix it. So how about that? This looks like it's working pretty well. Now, if I might nitpick just a little bit, I'll probably tuck this guy in a little. Yeah, just so this looks a little more reasonable. This one's already tucked in pretty good. Just kind of do that. Give this node a little bit of a push as well. Yeah, how does that look? Pretty good. So now, let's exit out of move it. If you're exiting, obviously, you're going to stay going straight and you'll have this roundabout and get to where you're going. Then we can take this highway out the other way and build some more exits to kind of diffuse the traffic a bit. But because let's clear the info view out of the way. Because we're reducing the lanes here, I want this to be an actual exit. So maybe we make this 4, like this. How about that? And I wonder if this is going to work well, but let's try this to 4 and this to 4. That way you have 2 exit lanes and 2 straight lanes. And frankly, without a whole bunch of moveting, because that's now a verb, moveting, this actually doesn't look half bad. Just gonna tuck this in just a little bit, but this is not looking too shabby at all. Yeah, I kind of like it. I think it looks good. Okay. So the next thing, the reason I was looking into this kind of stuff is because I do want to make the industrial traffic a little bit more diffuse. I don't want it all having to get stuck in this roundabout. So we're going to have to do something down here. Now, I don't know why. Maybe if I get road, I'm under -12. Unfortunately, it looks like it's going to have problems with that bulldozing. Let's turn our snapping back on. Hopefully I didn't just hurt myself with that, but we'll go ahead and do this out. We'll say, oh, I don't know, the highway comes out to about there before it perhaps comes back above ground. Take this over here, turn snapping back off. Yeah, there we go, and line it up nicely. Flip it around the other direction. Okay, now let's try really hard. Oops, that's the wrong button. Okay. Can I please toggle underground bulldozing? That's what I want. I want to bulldoze that. Ah, touchy bulldozer. All right. Should be able to hopefully just connect these. You connect to you. Great. All right, so now we have our underground highway. Let's build another exit for industrial traffic, maybe kind of up here. So let's say if you're in the Jeremy Blake tunnel and you want to exit to this side of the industrial zone, you can come in, let's say connect here. And if I want to wait for the autosave, I want to give this a straight slope and bring it up to, let's say just there perhaps first. Bring this up to 1. Yeah, so it's going to exit the underground pretty early. I don't know how I feel about that. How's that look? Actually, that's not bad at all. It's a very even slope. Yeah, that's not bad at all. This is unfortunately, I wasn't paying attention, coming from the wrong direction of the highway. So we're going to have to say this is now an entrance, actually. Did I miss a piece? Looks like, oh, it's just not even connected. Well, that's unfortunate. This is apparently not underground. Bulldoze. All right, well, we'll try this again. Give it an exit ramp. Say I want the freeform tool. Now, if I'm coming in this way, how about a connection? Yeah, right about here looks like a decent place to do that. So we'll come in from here. Disable bending to help me out with that. What if I come out, turn off snapping? Sure, that far. Then come up, connect right in to there. How does that look? Not bad. Although it looks like it didn't do the even slope like I wanted it to. But frankly, still looks okay. Okay, so we have a ramp to get off of the highway this way. Now we need a ramp off the highway on this side. This might be a little tricky. Actually, you know what? This is going to bother me, so I'm going to have to fix it. Third time's a charm, right? Okay, we're going this spot. We're going snapping off. You off as well. Kind of exit like this. Coming up. Not quite working just the way I wanted. I realize we're spending a lot of time on this, but just want to get this looking half decent. And then we'll be done. Turn on the grid snap, please. How about that? Oh, it's raining. Yeah, it still did the non-straight slope. But you know what? I'm just going to deal with it at this point. Not that big of a deal. We'll just come in right to there. What's your problem? There we go. Okay. We have an on-ramp here. Let's see if I can get another one connected from this side. This is actually the more important side because I'm trying to avoid this roundabout nonsense. Maybe we come in from this side and say, if I can get this to come up maybe 6 meters, but stay underground. I believe this is underground tunnel. There we go. Come around. Oh, that doesn't want to stay underground, huh? You gonna stay underground for me? Maybe. It's a very tight turn, but I'm okay with that. Let's see what this looks like. We can deal with that. Let's turn the rain off and go to daytime. Or I don't care about the rain, but we're just going to daytime so I can see what I'm doing here. Yeah, we can live with this. Bring this guy up a little bit. And this guy down a little bit, I think. Where is your node? Your node is right here. We're just gonna grab nodes. Nope, no nodes. Interesting. There it is. Okay. All right, so if we take this down, this will look a little bit better. Yeah, that's not too bad. And nobody has to look underground and see all the messiness. That'll be just fine. So, that's how you get off the highway. Nobody's using it yet, but hopefully they will soon enough. We'll have to build some on-ramps later, but you know what? We've done enough kind of fiddling work for this episode. So let's just go into some regular old building. We need... Let's turn this guy off, turn anarchy off. We need some regular old industry back, so because we're building the highway along this way, I don't mind extending kind of down this direction. So let's see, this will go another 2 and up, and sure, we can make another connection there at this point. This will connect over, and this will connect over. Looks like we have one space, but I'm okay with that gap. Fill in these guys with some industry and a little bit of commercial as well. Maybe back here, I'm okay with that guy. And then the back spaces in here is where, although I want some parking for the police station. So while those come in, we'll go to speed 2 and stick our 2x4 parking lot right there. That's the police parking. It looks like we have a nice little Main Street kind of thing coming along. I don't like these little one spots, so I'm going to go ahead and bulldoze those. But other than that, it's coming along nicely. Let's see what this kind of grows in. We've got a bunch more industry coming in. Again, it's still a little busy. I'll have to start being a little more aggressive about plopping down some of those, let's see, Rico, just empty spaces. See, even I have these large buildings, although some of these might look nice. It's not an empty parking lot like I was talking about, but at least it's just a big flat space. We can make do with that. We've got distribution center, maintenance facility, freight terminal storage. I don't know, just kind of mix it up with some of these bigger buildings. If they're a little bit bigger than the vanilla, they'll make it look a little bit nicer and kind of clear that out. There we go. I might go into the Rico settings and just make my own empty kind of lot, empty industrial lot, and fill it with just, industrial props, but make it a Rico building. So it'll count for jobs and such. Very similar to one of these. It'll count for jobs and such, but it'll look a little bit nicer. Yeah, like that. And then if we dezone this, I can go ahead and say, let's just get our pavement. And we'll just fill this guy in. That way we've got just a little more open space. While I'm at it, we'll just kind of pave in all this area. Very unlikely there's going to be piles of grass in the middle of this industrial area. If I really wanted to be detailed about it, I'd go in and place decals and all that stuff, but this is the extent I'm willing to do on this series for the most part. Maybe if I really feel like it, I'll go back and do a whole bunch of detailing in some later episode. Just have one big long time lapse of detailing, but that's more effort than I'm really willing to put in. Doesn't seem like much, but those detailing episodes, it's just a lot of mental effort, more than almost anything else. All right, so we have an industrial fire. I know we have a fire station. I don't remember where it is. Okay, so it's up on the main road. Maybe we get an industrial fire station, one that doesn't look quite as fancy. And we don't really have any grungy fire stations. It's a very nice looking one. Yeah, maybe just one of these. Let's see. Just tuck you in. Fortunately, it's nighttime again. Can I right click still here? Yeah, all right. So I can change daytime easily. And we've been getting a lot of rain recently. So I'm done. Turn the weather off and on again and the rain will go away. We'll go ahead and tuck just these. And I can put 3 of them in and not even worry about it because they just look like a warehouse. So I'm okay with that. All right, more industry. Well, you know what? Maybe it's time. Actually, how is our education stats doing? It would be foolish to put in offices if our kids aren't educated. So it looks like we have plenty of elementary school capacity. High school's doing fine, but not necessarily, 34%. So we need our people to go to school first. So no offices yet, more industry. And it looks like this fire is getting pretty big. Oh well, good thing we put in an industrial fire station. I think I'm okay with some more offices, some more warehousing on this side of Green Boulevard here. Maybe some more, let's take a look at some of these newer Rico buildings I haven't taken a look at yet. How do you look? You just look like a big warehouse, which I'm okay with. It's kind of a good looking building. Looks like we may have cut power. Yep. We'll take this perhaps over here. where we won't have to worry about it cutting anytime soon. There we go. All right, now you have a bunch of partners, or maybe just the one. What if I put you there, and another one? Not gonna let me do it normally, but I'm gonna move it. Let's just grab the single item. I want to tuck you right next to it. Yeah, not gonna look quite as nice. All right, that's fine. It'll just be a two building kind of set there. I believe that's all that's part of that. It's fine. We'll build a big warehouse in here. There we go. How about that guy? All right, you're begging for actually some concrete, if nothing else. Just gonna get some concrete in here. Looks like we are on a kind of diagonal to the concrete grid. That's fine. We'll just kind of do this. Wait to see what else is nearby before we get too fancy. How many people are using our ramps? One dude, one guy. That's something. Looks like we need some exit ramps as well. So maybe from here we take Green Boulevard. I have an idea here. Let's take, back to daytime, take Green Boulevard. What are you? You're one with the median? So what if we take Green Boulevard to, I don't know, there. We curve it by, let's say, 8 by 8 units. Let's make it all above ground. Go 12 meters up. I do kind of want it to be, there we go, more or less perpendicular to this. It'll do better if I don't have any of these snapping things on. All right, so I want 8 by 8 units. Like that. Now we'll turn these snapping things back on. There really should be a hotkey for this. Go straight across the highway. Really, I just want to space these pillars out. And actually, this is not evenly sloped. Straight slope, please. And we're going 8 by 8. Did that straight slope? Yes, it did. And this is going to come in. Let's see, where do I want Green Avenue to go? Maybe it kind of comes around and forms one of the more main roads. Any problem with Spring Street becoming Green Avenue? Not really. It's not quite online, which is a little unfortunate, but I'm okay with that. Let's go back to normal. Actually, what we should do is just go elevated, straight slope, 8 and 8 is 16. 14, 15, 16. Yeah, that looks good. Now we bulldoze this guy and the curve actually. And we take move it, select nodes only, these nodes. We just kind of nudge it down to its inline. And I've been nudging it just a little offline. I think that should be about centered. And from here, we just kind of keep ticking it over till we're on the center line. And that is probably close enough. Get this tree out of the way. And connect this guy right in. All right, beautiful. I like it. So from here, we need to go back and do this down slope of the bridge again, but that shouldn't be a problem. An 8. Oh, perfectly in line. How about that? 9, 8. And it didn't, well, did that do this? Yeah, that's an even slope. Straight line right to 180 degrees. Beautiful, look at that. I like it. The one thing I also want to do is give it a exit ramp, or perhaps it's called an on-ramp because I'm getting onto the highway. Let's see, where do I want that? maybe here, if you're only kind of coming off this way. Oops. Let's go ahead and use a curve here so I can make this a little bit neater. We will disable all these. I come down like this. All right. Let's clean this up just a little bit. Actually, I think the key, oh, good, that'll work. I've learned to not be picky when it stops rendering in a messy way and just works. That's good enough for me. I'm gonna try and make this a little cleaner, but it was almost good where it was, actually. Yeah, there we go. That looks good. Move this tree out of the way. Maybe fix this a little bit. See, this needs to go. Yeah. Good, that'll work. So now we have an extra off-ramp. Hopefully some of this traffic will use. And to encourage, or perhaps just to give more traffic for this side, we will add. We're gonna go to here, but I don't think we're gonna connect. We're just gonna kind of go like that. Just give these guys some building orders. Yeah, hopefully these guys will start using it, but we're gonna have to build another on-ramp over here somewhere. We also are having a garbage problem, which is interesting. Looks like we just don't have enough trucks. So we'll go ahead and build, sure, a large incineration plant. No one's really gonna notice in the industrial zone. And we'll go ahead and make this its own block. We'll give it parking and everything. Parking. Complete the word, there we go. So what is this? 2, 4, 6 by 2, 4, 6, 8. I believe I have an 8 by 6. Ah, perfect. Wonderful. So now we have a large incineration plant. And actually what I might do, let's take these out. I believe Avanya, one of the asset creators, has built a wonderful garbage plant. Which is kind of a funny thing to say. Simple landfill. If I just kind of pile this up here, yeah, that'll work nicely. So with a couple other of these buildings and random kind of garbage type things. Got another one here. Problem with this one is it has this weird edge that shows up. But if I clip enough things into it, I can make this a kind of whole garbage depot space. Maybe another one like that to cover that edge. Does a half decent job. We'll move it back enough so it kind of covers the edge. Maybe put some props in there and a building, I think, to cap it off. Let's see. Maybe this guy. It has to be a little bigger. These are a little too big though. Although maybe this drop-off center. Yeah, there we go. So this way you come in, drop off your garbage. It gets kind of dumped into this big, huge area and then shipped across the street to the incineration plant. I don't think that's half bad. Finish up with some water. And we'll go ahead and call that an episode. So we've got a little bit more industry. We got some road work going on. I think it's coming together nicely. So as always, thank you all very much for tuning in. My name's been Rotype, and I'll see you in the next one.